What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to talk about two of my favorite pocket rockets. Big bore carries that still fit in your pocket, have tons of power, reliability, and probably the best thing about them, honestly, is accuracy. So these handguns right here are honestly tack drivers, and we're going to get into it. Even with the larger caliber, even with the bigger bore, they are still tack drivers. And on top of that, they have a couple features that I really like, especially for pocket carry, self-defense, and so on. We're just going to get into them. And yes, a lot of people might just be leaving, saying they're outdated, no longer relevant. Guys, whatever. I pocket carry this 55 to 60 hours a week. M&P 40 Shield and 357 SIG. One of my favorite handguns, 7+1 rounds only. But I shoot it so well and so fast with such a solid round, even out of a short barrel. 357 SIG really performs, that I've really found myself carrying this outside of work even. I just love this setup. So I don't care what people say. I put my trust in my training. Now, these firearms have been cleared and safety checked prior to the video, but as you can see, they are unloaded. And we are about to get into what they are, what rounds they carry, and so on. First off, we'll start with the Smith & Wesson M&P 40 Shield. Now, I bought this used without even probably a box of ammo through it. There wasn't even any scratches, no wear on the barrel, literally nothing. This thing looked flawless when I picked it up this summer, and it was $300. And as you can see, it is the 1.0 Shield, and it's in 40, so of course, who wants 40 anymore? It's too snappy. Whatever. As you can see, it's Performance Center, so it has a lot going for it. One, it has a better trigger than your average hinge trigger, like the one you saw in my 2.0 357 SIG. It also offers better sights with the fiber optic setup. Now, a lot of people like night sights, which is like me, night sights on everything, night sights on what I'm carrying, but I actually really like this fiber optic sight. I wish the front was a tritium fiber optic, but I get it. But honestly, I only carry lights or firearms without lights, or I only carry a firearm without a light if I have a handheld, or I carry something that's light bearing. But majority of the time, I'm not even out at night, so I don't worry about it. These sights are really on point, and I really like them. Then on top of that, I had no choice, because like I said, it was used. It has a manual safety. For a lot of people, they like that, especially for pocket carry. If you're carrying a 6 or 7+1 setup in your pocket of 40, you want a nice safety if you don't have a Kydex holster. I carry in a Vetter pocket locker holster in my pocket. It's full Kydex and it covers your trigger guard completely, so I never even engage this safety. And it's stiff enough to the point where you're not going to accidentally bump them, and it's hidden enough. So, and everything just functions flawlessly. The slide racks like butter. And another great thing about this firearm being in 40 and so small, obviously, like I said, you can pocket carry it. It's a great summertime carry. It meets a lot of requirements in certain states for mag restrictions and stuff like that. So you have a more powerful round, even though you have less capacity. But one thing that I really like about it is the ports. The ports are at 45s. Instead of having ports right here or ports in front of your sight, I get why they move the sight back and put the ports up front. But you got to think, if you're in a self-defense encounter, you're blinding yourself. These 45-degree ports go here and leave you that extra 90-degree window of view at whatever your target is. So I absolutely love that. They're ports that don't get in the way, and man, does this thing spit fireballs. I mean, this is the real deal right here. And honestly, it's on point. I don't know what it is. It's a tack driver. People always complain about larger calibers, more snappy handguns, stuff like that. But here's the thing. I shoot small handguns, larger caliber handguns, all that just fine. I actually shoot them really well. So if I can shoot a 40 fast, I'm carrying a 40. I don't care what people say. The power is there. Just like my 357 SIG that's literally in my waistband right now. If I can shoot it well, I'll take more power out of that short barrel. I'll take it all day long. So a lot of people are always talking about, oh, more capacity, more capacity. Personally, these handguns are built better than a lot of the Micro 9s, these single stacks, and these shields are just, the part availability is so on point, and they don't make a 40 Shield Plus. They don't make a 40, P365 or anything like that. So I love this nice thin handgun for a simple light carry, going to the mailbox, stuff like that. But I just love it even as a backup in your pocket. It's just a great shooting handgun. You may not be able to find them anymore. You might come across one used, but this handgun truly is a gem. And for $300, I'll beat this thing up, use it for a couple years, and I got my money out of it. So absolutely love the Performance Center. Now, this is what that shoots. That's a 40. This is what the next firearm shoots. That's a 45. Now these are Underwood Extreme Defender rounds, which we're going to touch on, coming out of that slower, larger 45, right? Right here is the Springfield Armory XDS Mod 2 3.3. And the setup you're looking at right now is 6+1 in capacity. When you compare the two, if you use mag guts, this is 7+1. Look at that. 7+1 is shorter than that 6+1. So why would I even carry something like this? Why would I carry something when I have a Glock 27 that's 13+1? Why would I carry any of these? This XDS is the most accurate handgun I own. It is more accurate than my Glock 26s. It's more accurate than my Hellcats, my Shield Pluses, my Glock 19s. And this thing is small. This thing is thin. This thing is tiny. And it's shooting a 45. Now, a lot of people think 45 is snappy or powerful. Really, it's a very smooth shooting round, relatively compared to 40 and 357 SIG and 10mm. It's actually a smooth round. Now, some people like 45 because they say it makes a bigger hole, and that's better. A lot of people don't like it because it shrinks down in capacity, potentially follow-up shot speeds and stuff like that. But the reason I carry this isn't because it's in 45. I carry it because this thing is the most accurate handgun, and I'm fast with it. I don't know what it is. I can put this up against any 9, any 380 I have, and this thing just drops. I mean, every round hits the same hole. I kid you not. And if worst case scenario, it's a little bit off. But my groupings with this handgun are just on point. And once again, it comes with a safety feature. So if you throw that flush 5+1 setup in your pocket, you have that grip safety and a trigger safety. So you have two safeties that both have to be engaged. You have awesome rear serrations that work. They now come optics ready. It comes with a U-notch rear with a white dot front sight. Awesome texturing. And yes, you can throw a light on there with that rail. This handgun just fits my hand really well as it's wider than the XDS 9 this way. It's longer this way. And it honestly fits my hand like a glove. And like I said, I am a tack driver with this thing. Now what I keep saying is, Springfield, put out a 9+1 setup and it's thicker. Put out an 8+1 setup that's thicker with the same length. That would be my full-time carry gun if it's just as accurate. I mean, this thing is just a pinpoint shooter for how tiny it is, and the fact that you have a gun that shoots so well with such a large caliber in your pocket is unbelievable. That fits in your pocket comfortably. Gym shorts, summertime carry. It is a great way to go. Sometimes I carry it as a backup, and people always say, why do you carry a backup? I carry a backup because a story I was told about a cop, and they absolutely needed their backup, and they absolutely wouldn't have been here if it weren't for their backup. So sometimes I feel it's necessary depending on where I'm going, what city I'm going to, what family event I have to go to, in what neighborhood. I will backup carry all day long. Now, this handgun right here is 100% reliable, as is this. Zero issues with either, as I would expect from both of these companies and both of these platforms. As you can see, they're very similar in size. They're very similar in everything. The reason I would choose this is simply because of how accurate I shoot it, and there is no other excuse. It lacks capacity, it lacks power, and so on. But with this, I just love the package you get for that's so small in 40, and some of these rounds in 40 that are half the grain weight save you a lot of weight, but are flying at crazy speeds with crazy foot-pound energy. It's just an awesome way to go. And that Underwood Extreme Defender round I showed you guys, the reason why I carry that in the XDS is one, is a faster round from Underwood. It's a specialty ammo. So you're getting a little bit more power out of this short 3.3 inch barrel. But on top of that, it's a solid projectile. Because of the speed of the 45 being slower, having that solid projectile, it does not have to open up. It doesn't have to spread. It literally just enters in, and because of those little, it looks like a screwdriver, right? And because of that screwdriver head, it disperses fluid a certain way and tissue a certain way. That's how it gets the desired performance that it gets. It doesn't get it based off expansion of the hollow point. It gets it based off the way it spins with those flutes on there. So it's actually a really awesome idea. You get more power, more speed, and more penetration without over penetration. So what more can you ask for? And honestly, guys, what it all comes down to is carrying the handgun that you are comfortable with, that you know you will put shots on target with, and that you know you will train with. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.